Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Deck Tech, with commentary of course. And so right now we're looking at my Modern Rug Delver list, which was requested in one of the comments on one of the videos I had. So this is just your basic Modern Rug Delver list, although I've added a couple tweaks to help with the Moto Modern metagame. If you looked at any of the daily events list, then you'll see that Modern Rug has been doing decently, as well as Storm and Jund. And so I edited my choices in this to fight against some of the more popular decks. So against Jund, I have four main deck Kitchen Finks, which are incredible at gaining life, blocking Bloodbraid Elves, and it's just a great card. It also helps against Burn, which is one of the matches you'll face online a lot, just because it's an easy deck for a lot of the new players who just want to get into Modern. And gaining 2 life against them is huge, as well as providing a 3/2 body to have a clock. It lets you apply pressure and you basically counteract their game plan. Sort of counters one of their spells, and you also get pressure. Okay, so because I'm running the 4 Finks, I'm only running 2 Tarmogoyf. Because Tarmogoyf's okay in this metagame, but you really don't want. I mean, he's a good beater and all, but against Storm and other decks like that, he's just not enough. He's just a random vanilla guy. He does provide a nice clock, but you really want just more disruption. And he's against Jund, you're just gonna have Tarmogoyf wars, and that's just not gonna happen. So. Um, the other cards in this list, I'm only running 3 Serum Visions because I really don't like the card. I mean, it does help you scry to set up your Delver secrets, but drawing a card beforehand is just so much infinitely worse than Preordain. Because of this, it can make it hard to find a third land. I'll often find myself on turn 2. I've kept like Serum Visions, Delver. I'll play Delver turn 1 and then Serum Visions turn 2, and while I can set up Delver, drawing the card beforehand just means I won't have my second land or third land if I don't find it. Um, so sleight of hand is also really good, but I don't like that much filtering in my decks. I'd rather play a lot more action spells, and these are enough as is to filter through your deck, and along with Snapcaster Mage, who can flash back all of them. So we also have 4 lightning bolts. Great for finishing out the game, killing creatures, snapping them back is really good. So we're running 2 Spell Pierce because there's Storm, and Spell Pierce is pretty decent against Storm, as well as Spell Snare, which is highly useful in countering a Pyromancer's Ascension, as well as other Tarmogoyfs, and Dark Confidants in Jund. So yeah, Spell Snare is a good card, and Spell Pierce. Um, I'm not sure which one's better right now, but I'm leaning towards Spell Pierce just because of the presence of more and more spells in the metagame. Um, so then, of course, we have 4 Delver Secrets. Delver Secrets is the best thing you can do turn 1 against almost any deck, especially against Storm, because if you play Delver Secrets turn 1 and it flips, you have a great clock, and now you can leave up Mana Leak, negate, or Mana Leaks and Remands to help fight against other decks. And so for our counter suite, we have the 4 Mana Leaks, 3 Remands. Remand is okay, and if more of the Living End decks show up, I've been facing that a lot online recently. If those show up, I'll probably add one more Remand. It's a really good tempo card. Putting it back into their hand is sometimes annoying, especially against Storm, where they can just say okay and then they'll go off next turn. But the tempo gain by drawing a card is really nice. Though you can use it mid combo to like interrupt a ritual that they need, especially if they choose to go off a bit early. That's why Remand and Spell Pierce are really good against them. Snapcaster Mage, he's probably the best card in the deck, and yeah, flashing back anything. Flashing back a counter is always great value, especially on turn 4. Flashing back Lightning Bolt for the win. Flashing back any of your draw spells and filtering. And flashing back Cryptic Command, though it doesn't come up often, can help a lot. And so there's just a couple one-ofs. We have one Vendilion Clique, which is really good as to apply pressure, and it's also nice to get the opposing Storm player's best card on turn 3. Or again, Splinter Twin or something like that. You just take the best piece of the combo. Vidalcan Shackles is really nice. If this is out, the the Deceiver Exarch decks, if this is on the table, they really can't come back because you can take control of any of their guys and then just use the combo yourself. So that's really good. So you would take a Deceiver Exarch or something in response to them enchanting of the Splinter Twin. You can take Kiki Jiki. Copying any of your guys seems really good. Copying Snapcaster Mage, Tarmogoyf for extra beaters and stuff. Electrolyze. I like this card a lot. It can get rid of 2 mana dorks from other opponents or just kill 1 creature and then you get a draw card. Just the versatility on it is really nice, and drawing a card is always great, of course. Then the Cryptic Commands are just your hard counters of the deck. Sometimes on turn 4 you need to counter something, and that's what Cryptic Command is for. And so for a mana base, I'm running mostly islands for the Vidalcan Shackles, and it's really all you need. You're only really splashing green for Tarmogoyf and Kitchen Finks, and red for Lightning Bolt and Electrolyze. So you really don't need a heavy requirement. That's why you have all the fetch lands, so we can either get the lands that we need. Usually you'll fetch islands, but every now and then you'll get your forest or something to catch Kitchen Finks. I am running 1 Firelit Thicket just to help cast your Kitchen Finks, because double green can sometimes be really hard on turn 2 or turn 3. And I have 1 of each of the shock lands, 1 breeding pool, 1 stomping ground, 1 steam vents. You really don't want a lot of these in a format like Modern, and with the mana base that is already, you really don't need them that much, because in Modern you're playing against Jund and Zoo and other decks like that just want to kill you quickly, and so taking damage from them is really not ideal, especially when this deck wants to be doing something every turn. Having to fetch and have your land come into play untapped for 3 damage just usually really isn't worth it. It can make the Storm player able to go off turn earlier by having to lessen the amount of damage they have. So that's why we're playing so many basics to go with our fetches. We have lots of islands, 2 forests, and only 1 mountain. So you'll usually fetch island most of the time. You can use your duels to get the rest of the colors. So for our sideboard, just take a look at this real quick. We have 2 Ancient Grudge. These are for affinity, as well as Crossing Grip. Crossing Grip is also good against Splinter Twin. We also have 1 more Vendilion Clique to help against Splinter Twin and Storm. Surgical Extraction, get rid of any cards really against Storm, Pyromancer Ascension, Kiki Jiki combo. Just really good at getting rid of the problem cards. Telemin Performance, I'm trying this out. I really like it against the Tron decks. You just play this and get their biggest Eldrazi or something like that. And I've played this and there's like concede. And so I'm running Fire Spout to help against a lot of the creature decks. Pithing Needle is just sort of a catch-all, naming Kiki Jiki or something like that. Engineered Explosives, way to get cards against Zoo. When they have a whole ton of 1-drops, you just drop Engineered Explosives. Grim Lavamancers are also for the creature decks. And finally, Combust, which is really good. Combust is good against the combo decks and just really any blue-white deck or any deck with blue creatures. You could even side it in against my deck if you wanted, but Combust is good against Deceiver Exarch, and it's also good now that with the new Restoration Angel combo, you can shut that down with it as well. So that's my deck tech on this. Hopefully I'll be putting out more games with this. Leave your comments or questions in the comment section, and have a great day.